Somewhere in Africa, between Cameroon, Chad, Niger, and Nigeria is found Lake Chad. There, 50 years ago, the lake was one of the largest in Africa. In the early 1960s, it covered 25,000 square kilometers. Lake Chad is fed by the rivers of the region and is home to numerous animal and plant species, some of which are unique to that region, such as addax antelopes and cowrie cows. Many migratory animals flock there during part of the year. In addition to being vital for plants and animals, the lake is also important for humans, including fishermen, farmers, and their families. Over 30 million people depend on the basin's water resources for their livelihood. Lake Chad is the economic anchor point and breadbasket in a region highly affected by poverty. Over 50 years ago, an international organization, the Lake Chad Basin Commission, was set up to ensure the sustainable preservation of the lake. Despite its best efforts, 50 years later, the lake has lost over 90% of its size and nowadays hardly covers 2,500 square kilometers. If the waters continue to recede at this pace, it is estimated that in 20 years' time, Lake Chad could disappear. How did this happen? Climate change has led to recurrent large-scale droughts and a general drop in rainfall in the region. But human activity is a major cause. The population around Lake Chad has quadrupled in the last 4 decades, and the pressure on its resources has steadily mounted. Fishing and farming have intensified without control or regulation, which has provoked an accelerated degradation of ecosystems and declining water and soil quality. Intensive fishing, overgrazing, deforestation, people encroaching into protected areas, and water and soil pollution have disrupted the natural environment of the lake. Ecosystems have been destroyed, and many animal and plant species have disappeared, leading to scarcity and a drop in the quality of the basin resources. If Lake Chad disappears, the economic, social, human, and security repercussions will be disastrous. A vicious cycle has already set in. Less water means less agriculture, fishing, and stock breeding. Hence, less food and compromised food security. But also, less economic activity, hence less income, and growing poverty in an already largely affected zone. And consequently, the risk of greater tensions in this cross-border zone. Sadly, violence is already a reality in the region. What actions are the authorities of the 4 bordering countries taking to prevent this? This is what the supreme audit institutions of these countries wanted to verify. The role of supreme audit institutions is to ensure the proper use of public finances and sound management of public institutions. Under the auspices of AFROSAI, the African Organization of Supreme Audit Institutions, with the support of German Corporation and its Good Financial Governance in Africa program, a major joint environmental audit was launched. The 4 supreme audit institutions assessed the actions taken by the countries and the Lake Chad Basin Commission to protect and preserve the lake's resources. All ministries and public institutions concerned with basin issues were audited to assess the effectiveness of water use control and monitoring measures, as well as enforcement of existing regulations. The activities of the Lake Chad Basin Commission were also audited to determine whether it effectively discharged its mandate. This joint audit highlighted a number of issues in the 4 countries. Current strategies are not sufficiently geared towards sustainable management and protection of water resources. The various stakeholders' roles and responsibilities are not clearly defined. Surveillance and monitoring systems are defective. Regulations and the corresponding sanctions are poorly applied, and the Lake Chad Basin Commission does not fully discharge its duties as a cross-border basin authority due to the lack of a clear mandate, inadequate organization, and the poor optimization of their resources. In their report, the 4 supreme audit institutions make recommendations to address these challenges. What is urgently needed is for all basin resource stakeholders to ensure action is taken so that the lake will not disappear. At regional level, the mandate of the Lake Chad Basin Commission should be clarified so that it can carry out its coordination missions. Its strategy and funding system should be rethought to allow for the sustainable management and protection of the basin. At country level, states and all stakeholders should prioritize the issue of the Lake Chad Basin to ensure real and effective stakeholder coordination. Resources need to be mobilized to implement adequate regulatory, control, and sensitization tools. At a citizen level, it is important that each person is aware of how their actions affect the lake and take responsibility on a daily basis to do all it takes to preserve basin resources. Each and every citizen is an agent of change and must seek advice from the competent authorities on how to minimize their impact on the environment. Let's act together at each of these levels to reinvigorate the environment and the economy for our well-being. It is only by working together that we can save Lake Chad.